Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Working Trader on this beautiful Monday. As we dive into the charts, focusing on the Euro USD, doing the analysis, and coming up with trade ideas. So I will not waste much time. We'll start with looking at the Forex Factory for our news for the week. So Monday is usually a day where there's no news, so we are not expecting much. Okay. So we can see that maybe starting on Tuesday, that's where we have high impact news. So that means the news on Tuesday will likely drive the rest of the week. So we have PPI on Tuesday. That's at 1:30 p.m. UK time, and then Wednesday unemployment claims and preliminary GDP, which is tentative, so we may not get this news report. But Thursday, Friday, there's no news, so that means Tuesday will kind of set the tone for the rest of the week. Okay. Tuesday will kind of set the tone for the rest of the week. So yeah, let's look at the charts and see what we can see. Let's look at the chart, see what we can see. And yep, thank you for joining. Those of you who are interested in these live streams, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share, and also share your thoughts in the comments section. And on the chart as well, type where you are watching from and whether you're seeing value and what you like the most about this stream. Okay. All right, let's jump in. So looking at the daily, so pretty much the bias has not changed. Okay, the bias has not changed. So daily swing is bullish. All right. Our daily swing is bullish, and that's our daily swing. That's a poor line. Right, so our daily swing, that's bullish, and this is our swing range. Okay, so at the back of the mind, this is the key idea that we should be remembering. Okay, so yes, price is doing what it's doing, but at the back of our mind, we should be understanding that the daily is in a bullish trend. Okay, and so what is it doing currently? Currently, it is in a bearish internal trend. Okay, so we're in a pullback phase, so it has been pulling back, and this is what we have. All right, so we have an unmitigated extreme that is over here. So the expectation is that price will mitigate before we start targeting, going up. Okay, so but within this internal bearish leg, okay, we can kind of break it into a sub internal leg as well. Okay, now I'm not trying to confuse, but so this is the internal leg that we have. All right, so everything we're concerned with is what is happening within this leg. Okay, so within this leg, this was our push down, which led to a break of structure, and then we've had a pullback. Okay, which have where we mitigated this daily supply area, and now we are pushing away from that supply. Okay, so what is the likely objective of that push away? The likely objective is that we need to run over this week low. Okay, so we are likely going to push down, below this week low, and possibly mitigate the this extreme and mitigated demand zone that we have. Okay, and this is at our strong low. So if the daily swing trend is to continue bullish, it means that this is the area where it has to turn. Okay, this is the last place where it has to turn and continue bullish. But in the meantime, within our internal structure, our bias is bearish. Okay, our bias is bearish because we're expecting this low to be run. All right, so does that mean today, Monday, it will just start by dropping? It could, or today it will just be a small range candle like this. It will stay like that for the rest of the day, and then possibly maybe push up, or even push up even higher, taking out these highs, and then now be in a position to drop. All right, so there's no way of knowing. All we can do is just look at structure and try to build a case for our bias and POIs where we think price will turn when it reaches. So our bias is bearish. Okay, targeting this daily weak internal low. So looking at the 4-hour, so our 4-hour, we are bearish. Okay, our internal is bearish on the 4-hour. All right, we've just had a break of structure. So after break of structure, the expectation is that we'll have a pullback. Okay, so we kind of had the pullback, and then we swept. We had a sweep right over there. This was the NFP last week. So price took out the low and then came and took out the high where we were expecting price to hold. Okay, and then pushed even higher. Okay, before having this strong drop. All right, and now we've mitigated this demand. Okay, this was the unmitigated extreme demand. However, it's at the weak point. It's at a weak low. Okay, so it's not high probability at the moment to go long. Okay, for us to consider going long, that's counter trend, this high needs to be taken. Okay, this high needs to go. Once we have that break of structure, that means the supply has failed and our strong high has also failed. Okay, and then now we can expect price to mitigate this, mitigate that, and then possibly reverse. All right, but as it stands, this is our supply where we're expecting a reaction. Okay, we're expecting a reaction, price to continue low until it takes out this weak internal low. So this has already been mitigated, so we expect that if price should drop again, orders which were in this demand have been filled at this point, and with those orders being filled, we expect that there's few to no orders left, so expect price to run over. Okay, to just push through this weak demand. All right, so looking at the 1 hour. So looking at the 1 hour, this is our strong swing high, and this is our strong internal high, and this is our weak internal low. All right, so if that's the weak internal low, so the expectation now is price will mitigate this area before we have a drop. Okay, before we have a drop. So that is the trade idea that I'm banking on at the moment. I think right now the bias is kind of straightforward. That's what we're expecting. Now, does it mean that that's what is going to happen? Most likely, yes. However, this is a game of probabilities. So it might not happen as well. Okay, price could then just blast through, continue bullish, break these highs, and then maybe target that that supply area at the top. But as it stands, this is the supply area where I'm looking to take my shots. Okay, so this is not trade ideas. All right, trading is risky. Remember risk management. You want to stay in the game for as long as possible. Okay, losses are part of the tuition for the successful trades that we take. Okay, so I think in terms of the bias for the day and looking ahead, this is it really. This is it. So, working trader out. You have a good week. You have a good day. See you tomorrow, same time.